morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, and greetings and welcome to Season 2 of the Spiritual Awareness Journey Program, a virtual spiritual talk platform where the practical application of all things spiritual in our daily living are shared and discussed by experienced speakers from all walks of life, as well as our special guests who are realized souls called Mahatmas. This program today is brought to you by Manav Dharam YouTube channel, and I'm your host, Govinanda. And we're delighted to welcome you today to spend this precious time with you from all around the world as we address today's topic of self-realization. We are grateful for this great opportunity to bring to you this spiritual episode in our Spiritual Awareness Journey program. In these 2 seasons, we've been addressing the many aspects of spirituality and the important roles it plays in our spiritual evolution as a human being. And we are culminating today with the topic of self-realization. We're excited to delve into this deeper aspect of our spiritual journey as a human being. And today we are being honored with the presence of our experienced guest speakers, Shri Mohena Kumari Ji and Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji, who will expand on this very simple but very profound spiritual topic as they will share their experiences and understandings with us. Now, what is my true purpose? Why am I here? Who am I? These are all questions we have asked ourselves at least once in our lifetime. But have we ever wondered, who is it that is asking these questions? As we ask these questions, we step into the spiritual realm, the spiritual dimension of awareness of our human beingness. In science, we learn that when scientists collided atoms, light particles emerged, of which one was identified as the God particle. Our human body consists of trillions of atoms, therefore potential light, and thus the God particle. It is written in all holy scriptures that God is light, God is omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. And we humans are created in God's likeness. And we know from those who've had near-death experiences that they speak about this self-effulgent, brilliant light. Saints say that we humans, through spiritual knowledge, can experience and realize God, that light divine. So when saints speak of self-realization, they acknowledge that we can realize ourselves while living through and acquiring this spiritual meditation that has been practiced since the beginning of creation. And we humans, through acquiring this spiritual meditation, can learn to know about our own true self. And through our own practice, we can emerge with a self-effulgent light. That self, that part and parcel of God abiding within us, and we will commence our own spiritual awareness journey. Then we spiritual beings, as human beings, and as this one race, this human race, can achieve self-realization. We will reach our true goal, our true spiritual state of beingness, which is enlightenment. And light, consciousness, and bliss will be the true state of our spiritual enlightened world, which is what we all yearn for. We're now ready to start our 45-minute program today, and we will open the platform for a short Q&A session at the end of our 2 presentations from our 2 speakers. And we are cordially inviting the audience to ask questions to our speakers, Shri Mohena Kumari Ji and Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji, about this topic, self-realization. If time permits, we are hoping that this will be doable. So we are looking forward to that, and therefore please add your questions in the chat box, and therefore we can address them towards the end of the program. Now, without further ado, we're truly privileged to introduce to you our special guest speaker today. Our first speaker of the program is Shri Mohena Kumari Ji. Shri Mohena Kumari Ji completed her majors in political science from St. Xavier's College in Mumbai. She has always been inclined towards the creative endeavors and has worked extensively in the field of mass media. Shri Mohena Ji's main focus in life is to share her personal experience in the world of spirituality to motivate and inspire young minds to help them and understand and deal with the difficult life struggles that they face today with the help of the spirituality. Shri Mohena Ji also cares deeply about the environment and strives to spread awareness about the need to protect Mother Nature against the backdrop of the current capitalist world of consumerism. With her initiatives, Shri Mohena Ji is demonstrating to us each day that the balance between modern world and spirituality is possible, and we can all strive to achieve a happy and peaceful life. We are delighted to give the platform today to our honourable speaker, special guest, Shri Mohena Kumari Ji.
Namaskar to everybody, and a big hello to everyone around who's joined in. Self-realization is a topic very close to my heart, and I'm sure it is very close to everybody's hearts who thinks about spirituality, eats spirituality, dreams spirituality, and their ultimate goal in life is self-realization. If you claim at any point of time that I am self-realized, it shows your pride that you are self-realized, and that shows that you aren't self-realized. So many times we think we know, but we don't know. So many times we think that we've got it, but we don't have it. And we see that happen in life day in and day out. Life gives us reality checks at every point. When you choose the path of spirituality, the shock that you get from a reality check is toned down. Not even toned down, at some point of time, it gets eradicated. The shock of a reality check does not exist in the life of a self-realized person. So what does self-realization mean? Self-realization means that you come face to face with yourself. And what is yourself? It is this body. Is it just this body, or is it more? We want to find out, which is why we delve into spirituality, because we feel we will find the answers there. Of course, definitely you will find all your answers on the path of spirituality. But you need to first come to terms with yourself. You need to first come face to face with yourself. How do you do that? Nobody will get up and just say that, okay, today I will start to meditate. Usually there's something that there's some impulse that pushes you towards something. When you come face to face with yourself, you see your true self. You see your true nature. Imagine if you had to empty out the contents of your body, empty out everything from within you and place it in front of you. Now, what could these things be? Your thoughts, your emotions, the contents of your conscious mind, the contents of your unconscious mind, your behavior patterns, the good you have done in life, the bad you have done in life, everything. Imagine you have removed everything and kept it in front of yourself on a table. What are the emotions that will come within you? There could be emotions of pride. There could be emotions of happiness. There could be emotions of shame. There could be emotions of sadness. All sorts of emotions. Seeing your entire life in front of you, your entire pattern of your life in front of you, your entire thought process, your entire mind in front of you. There's so many emotions that will come. Now imagine all the contents of your body, your mind, your soul in front of you, and you can just look at it without having a single emotion. You just look at it as it is. That is the goal. That is the point when you are self-realized, that you can just look, but it does not affect you. Because you understand, you know the truth. So the body is not self. The mind only is not self. The soul only is not self. It is the harmony between the three. It is the perfect sync between the three: the mind, the body, and the soul. You can call the soul Atma, you can call it the divine light, you can call it the God particle. It lives within you. You can call it whatever you want, but you know that it lives within you. Now, a lot of times our mind is leading us and we're just being led. A lot of times our body is leading us and we're just being led. Aimlessly, we're living a life and fighting battles aimlessly that we are unaware of. And that pattern goes on and on and on and on for years together, and people don't reach anywhere. It's a circle. You keep going around and round and round in that circle. How do we end that circle? We end that circle again by facing ourselves, by looking at us, at ourselves face to face, facing ourselves, looking at our truth. When we see our truth, and we are unaffected by it, we are in a constant state of peace, of calm. Gautam Buddha said that if a storm comes, stay calm, don't do anything, just stay calm, it'll pass. That's true. But our minds and our bodies are so attuned to getting worked up or getting affected that something that might pass, we might think of it to remain for life. We can carry that thought, make it a burden, and take that burden throughout our lives. But we need to cut that. And how do we cut that? So if you have to go on the path of self-realization, the first step would be to observe yourself. See yourself. First, you see yourself. You become aware about yourself. After you become aware about yourself, then you practice. You practice on how to reach your goal of self-realization. When you self-realize, what does that mean? What do you become? When you self-realize, you become part with the universe. You become one with the universe. You understand that everything that happens for a reason. You don't think that day is better than night. You know the importance of both. You don't think that only morning is beautiful and night only signifies darkness. When you are a self-realized person, you understand the importance of both. You don't judge either. You accept both. So you have a body and you perform karmas. You perform your actions on a daily basis. When you perform an action, if yourself, if your soul is not happy with the action that you have performed, with the karma you have performed, your soul will send your body a signal, a red flag, a warning. And that could look like anxiousness, anxiety, uncomfort, negativity. A self-realized person will be able to catch that signal and work on the behavior. I'm sorry, not a self-realized, a self-aware person will be able to catch that signal and change their ways. An unaware person will not be able to catch that signal, will not be able to understand that warning. Why? A self-unaware person, a person who is unaware of their mind, their body, their actions, does not know what the action is doing to the body. Whereas a person who is aware about themselves, they will know exactly what is going on. They will change their behavior. They will catch their behavior pattern immediately and change it. Everything is happening within this body. Everything is happening within the body. The divine light within you will give you a signal and you have to catch that. You're only going to be able to catch that if you have a calm mind, if you have a calm body. But if you are getting affected by everything, you will not catch that signal. That is why your mind, your body, and yourself, your inside, the divine light within you, the third eye within you, if it has opened up, all three will work in sync and help you. So imagine, so I think it's a very easy example for young people to understand. Everybody has cell phones, right? So in our cell phone, we have limited memory. We keep on filling new data in our phones, new pictures, new photos, new videos, all sorts of things. We keep filling it, keep filling it, keep filling it. We're so used to doing that. So many times it has happened that notification pops up. It says your battery is almost full. Okay, you got the notification, you ignored it. You said, I'll do it. I'm busy right now. I don't have the time. I'll do it. It's there at the back of your head. It is there. Then you get the notification again. You get it for 2-3 days. Now, for 2-3 reasons, you could be not taking care of that situation. Either you are very busy or you are very lazy. That is something very common these days, right? Either you're very busy or you're very lazy. This is the problem of today. So anyway, that notification keeps popping up, keep popping up. Okay, you're delaying it, you're delaying it. It's there at the back of your head. It's bothering you also. So it's affecting you. It's affecting you. You are getting irritated, but you're not doing anything about it. You might even have a bad mood because of that. You don't even know that you have a bad mood because of that. And you probably fight with somebody. Remove that little irritation on somebody else. Fine. Then, after a few days of this notification popping up, panic mode hits. You get another notification which says storage full. Once your storage is full, you can't take any photos, you can't take any other data, nothing, you can't do anything, you're stuck. Now that irritation has grown. That irritation that was building up has now gone into panic mode. Now you're about to explode. Because either you were too busy and you are still too busy. You don't have the time to take care of this. Or again, you're too lazy. Now, you have two options. What can you do? No, I would say you have three options. What can you do? Number one, you stay in your panic mode. You stay in your panic mode. You drive yourself crazy. You drive everyone around you crazy. That anger within you, you remove it on yourself, everybody else. You don't do anything but that. The other thing you can do is you pay a price, right? You have that, you pay a price, you get more space for your data, right? But you're paying a price for it. You're paying a price for it. The third thing you can do is you can sit down, take some time off, take that phone, give it some time, delete everything that you don't need, that you don't want, that is not required. It will take some time. It will take some time, but you delete everything. Take 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, how many ever days it takes. You take some time out from your busy day or your lazy day, and you see what is wanted, you keep it, what is unwanted, you delete it. And then you are not getting irritated, you're out of your panic mode, you're not paying a price for something that you could get for free. And you get peace of mind. You make it a habit and life goes smooth. It's a very simple example of a cell phone. But if you use it practically in your life, it's the same thing. There's something that's constantly bothering you. We keep feeling that there's this emptiness within us, or we keep feeling there is this sadness within us. We don't know what it is. It's there at the back of our heads. We know something is wrong, but we're too busy in our lives, or we're too lazy in our lives to address it. We don't have time for ourselves. What will we have time for anybody else? So the first thing you have to do is you have to stop. You have to still yourself. You have to calm yourself down. I know that life these days is a big race, is a big struggle, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be like that. You can be in a constant state of happiness. You can be in a constant state of peace. And you can do that by taking some time out for yourself, going through the contents of your body, of yourself, of your mind, and see what are these contents within me. You see these contents. You don't have judgments on them. You see what is making you happy, what is making you peaceful, what is making you calm. You keep those things. And then you also see those things which are making you sad, making you angry, making you upset, not fulfilling your life, not required. You push them away. You push those contents away. How do you do that? You do that by becoming aware of them first. When you become aware that you have this, you will slowly start to decide for yourself that these are unrequired, these are not required. So I will push these slowly and work on the things that I want to keep. Then you make it a habit. Now, where does spirituality come into all this? Spirituality is that tool which helps you do this. So first you see yourself. First you see yourself and then you help yourself. When you want to help yourself, you take the help of spirituality, of adhyatma, of meditation. When I said you need to take your time out, you need to sit down in dhyan. You need to close your eyes. You need to not get distracted by the rest of the world. You need to sit quietly. Can you sit quietly? Can you sit quietly with yourself and be okay with yourself? Or do you have to constantly keep moving towards your phone or towards the TV, towards the laptop? Or do you have to constantly open your eyes to check if somebody has come or does somebody want to talk to me? Can you completely get away from everybody and be okay with yourself? That is your first step. You still yourself, you calm yourself. Through meditation, you listen to yourself. There's a lot within you that wants to talk to you, but you don't want to listen. This is a time when meditation helps you to concentrate on your body and your mind and ultimately shed all the layers of what the society expects from you, from what everybody expects from you, what people expect from you. What are the achievements you need to get to? You need to get away from all that so you can truly hear yourself. The true voice within you. You need to listen to that voice within you. And meditation helps you with that. Spirituality helps you with that. Everybody must have heard of King Ashok. He was the grandson of Chandragupta Maurya. They had a huge empire which went from, I think, Pakistan till Calcutta and down south, everywhere. It had covered most of India. Everybody definitely knows the story about the Kalinga War. Now, King Ashok was supposed to be very crude, very shrewd. Apparently, he even killed 100 brothers to get the throne. That was the amount of that's how much he wanted the throne. That's how ambitious he was. Maybe he learned that throughout his life. Maybe when he was a young boy, he was taught about war, he was taught about achieving, he was taught about conquering, he was taught about being the best. Maybe he was taught that. Maybe that was not within him, but maybe he was taught that. Maybe he saw that all around him. So he acted accordingly. It felt right to him because it was taught to him. So he went behind that. But ultimately, there was a time in the middle he went to Ujjain. He went to Ujjain, and there he was very badly hurt. This was way before the Kaling War. And when he was hurt, he was taken care of by Buddhist monks. That was the first time he got to know about Buddha's teachings. He did not have a change of heart or anything like that at that point of time. He just got aware. So maybe that was something in his mind. It was there, but it was not a part of him. The teachings did not become a part of him. He did not make it a part of him. So anyway, he had this experience in Ujjain. He went back to being the king he was. He was shrewd. He was conquering here, there, everywhere, getting whatever he wanted, achieving everything he wanted. Kaling was a place that they could not have conquered. His grandfather tried it, his father tried it, and Kaling they could not get. So now he decided that Kaling I have to get, no matter what happens. And he used all his might. He used all his might and wit and strength and everything to get Kaling. When the Kaling War happened, it was great. He was victorious. He was very happy. The next day he went on the battlefield. He went just to have a look. And then he saw that houses were burning. And this actually happened. There were houses that were burning. There were women crying. There were bodies cut up. There were animals cut up. There was blood everywhere. The river had changed the color from blue to red. There was blood everywhere. And that man, he threw his sword and he fell on his knees and started crying. That shrewd man, that man who wanted to conquer, that man who wanted everything. He wanted to achieve everything. He fell on his knees. What must have happened? What must have happened? He did not try. He was not on the path of self-realization. He was not. So many of us want to be on the path. He was not on the path. What happened? He faced himself. He couldn't help it. It just happened. It just so happened that he faced his truth. In that suffering that he saw, he faced his truth. He had no option. He faced it. It came in front of him. And it was not his choice, but it became his journey. It became his path to self-realization. That same man who was so cruel ultimately was known as Ashoka the Great. Why? Why? Because all that energy, all that talent, all that wit, all that strength he was using to cause suffering, he then flipped that over. He saw himself. He repented. And then he flipped that over. And ultimately, he was a king who was looking after the welfare of his people. He was looking at building roads, canals, bridges, giving education, improving the drainage system. He completely changed. He became somebody who thought and cared for the people instead of just grabbing and grabbing and grabbing. So when we decide that we will go on the path of self-realization, we have to understand that when we, again, I'll remind you all, when we empty our contents and we see what we are made up of, what is this self made up of, we have to see what are the things we don't want. So just like on that cell phone, we just deleted and cleared that data, cleared that space. You clear yourself, you cleanse yourself, you clean yourself by understanding yourself, by knowing yourself. That divine light within you is so pure. It exists in everybody. It exists in all of us. So if we feel at any point of time we are better than another, you're not even on the path of self-awareness. Forget self-realization. If we feel that everybody is wrong and we are right, we're not self-aware. There is a step-by-step process. So as I said, you need to first see yourself. You have to first see yourself. Then you have to accept yourself. And that acceptance comes in the self-awareness part. The main journey of yours is about self-awareness. If I say that I am going to start meditation today, and after a month I say I'm self-realized, I am not self-realized. I'm lying to myself, I'm lying to others. It's not so quick. Everybody knows Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda Ji was a great man. And he was on the path of self-realization. He had taken up this role of being a sannyasi. He had given up everything. So basically a sannyasi is when you leave everything behind and you just go on the path of spirituality. You beg for food. You don't have any property. You basically give up everything and you follow the path of God, of spirituality. So Swami Vivekananda had just started on this journey. And there was a time where he was invited to Rajasthan by a king. Now this is a slightly controversial story, but I think it must be told. So he was invited to a palace in Rajasthan, and the king had never hosted a sannyasi or a spiritual person. And the last day of Vivekananda Ji's visit, when he was about to leave, he called for dancers and he called for prostitutes to entertain. Swami Vivekananda was angry. He was very angry. and he locked himself up in his room or tent, whatever it was. And he said, I will not come out. This is wrong. I'm a sannyasi. You should know this. And the king stood outside his tent or room, and he was like, Swamiji, please, I absolutely apologize for this, and it was not done on purpose. We are very sorry, but this prostitute, she's supposed to be the greatest singer in the country or something like that. Swamiji was very angry. He said, nothing doing. This is wrong. You should not have done this. That lady came, she stood outside his tent and she began singing a bhajan very soulfully. And in the bhajan, she sang that I know I'm not worthy of you, but you could have been a bit more compassionate. I am dirt on the road. I know that, of course. But you don't need to be so antagonistic towards me. I know I am nobody. I know I'm ignorant, and I know I'm a sinner. You, on the other hand, are a saint. Why are you afraid of me? When she asked him this question, Swamiji was shell-shocked. He was confused. He couldn't understand why he was afraid of a woman who was a sinner. He couldn't understand. And he questioned himself that I am somebody who's on the righteous path. Why should I be scared of a woman who is a sinner, who's below me? And then he thought about it. He immediately had tears in his eyes. And he immediately opened the door and he went out and he said, I'm so sorry. He said, you opened my eyes. He said, I was too proud of being a sannyasi. He said, and also I had a fear in my heart that maybe I'll get attracted or I'll have a feeling of lust towards you. He said, you made me realize that I have this fear, and I have this in me, which means I am not yet accomplished on my path. And he said, you are one of the purest souls I have met, and I am sorry. He has mentioned this in his autobiography. And he said that this was one of the moments in his life which made him closer to realizing himself. So we have so many layers that we are wrapped up with, so many layers, so many thought processes. If we could only listen very clearly to ourself, the light within us, the soul within us, the Atma within us, the Brahma within us, the third eye within us, whatever you want to call it. If we could clearly listen to that voice, none of the other voices would affect. None of the other voices would matter. A very small personal example I would give and end this talk. So I was born in Riva, in the royal family of Riva, and in our fort, outside our fort, everywhere there used to be temples. My ancestors had built temples everywhere. So I would, as a child, I'd be very happy to go visit all the temples. And there was a point of time where I remember I was in my grandfather's um, bathroom, and I think I had broken his razor or something like that, and I cut my hand. I cut my hand. Usually, like, children would go out and cry that, oh my God, I cut my hand. Now I felt guilty about it, and I went to the temples, and on each idol, there must have been some 100 idols. I went and put my blood on each idol, and I said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I think I did something very wrong. So there was that guilt in me. So I think I had a lot of faith uh, in idols in our temples at that point of time. So I had a lot of faith in that. And I used to converse with gods without understanding anything. Of course, I was a kid. Then when I started going to school, I was in a convent. And there also that question started coming into my head, that who am I? Why am I here? Why the stars? Why the sky? All these things used to come to my head. I used to sit. I remember I used to talk to my friend for hours, and she used to wonder the same thing, and we used to talk about it. Anyway, so mind was quite anxious, wanted to know why and what and all of that. There, I would want to bunk class, and I would want to go for what? For mass. I was in a convent. So Friday mass used to happen. There I met Mr. Jesus and Mother Mary. There I was introduced to them. I was like, okay, fine. I don't mind. I'll talk to them also. So I used to go to, so in the habit of bunking class, I used to go there also. There also I used to have my conversations. So now I had two people I had faith in. Then after that, when I started working, I was in the arts field. And I realized one thing, that I really enjoyed my work, definitely. But I realized the more powerful I got socially, I felt weaker emotionally. And I couldn't understand why that was happening. And there was that faith in me, I guess. I don't know. I had that faith in me, which used to allow me not to change. Otherwise, very easily, like, people change. People live in denial. People live a life to show people something, but within they are feeling something completely else, something completely different. But I did not want to change. I feel like I had a lot of faith in the way I was, and I didn't change. Anyhow, the questions arose again, that why am I here? Who am I? What is happening? What are these emotions? Why does the heart feel this way, and why does the mind feel this way? Why am I going two different directions? Why am I going two different directions? I cannot understand. And I questioned and I questioned and I questioned, and it made me very anxious, very, very, very anxious. And that's when, if I get into the details of it, it'll become a big, thick encyclopedia. So I'll just give you short excerpts. So now there, I was introduced to Gautam Buddha. And I decided that this constant anxiousness needs to end. I need to end this constant questioning, because it didn't give me peace. So I went for Vipassana, if anybody has heard about it. So I had the question in my head, that what am I, who am I, where am I? I want to know, I want to know. I did not know the way. I had the faith and I had the questions. I had the faith and I had the thirst to know. So the third step was Vipassana. Now here what I did was I just meditated. That's all I did. I just stayed still, calm, sat in Padmasana pretty much all day and just stayed still and calm. And I threw myself into the process and completely followed each and everything that was told. And I just did it as it is. I said, I want to know this. There was no talking for 10 days. There was hardly any movement for 10 days. It was kathor tapasya, if you understand what I mean. And I did that. And I had a lot of answers. I had a lot of, I had that moment of the contents coming out and seeing everything. Whether it was behavior patterns, whether it was life choices, whether it was behavior from the genes that you have, whether it was society that had influenced, everything was very clear in front of me. Now the teacher at the end of this program of mine, she said that, I observed you and you did your tapasya really well. And I assure you, you will get a phal, a gift from wherever, divine energy. Soon enough, I was meeting Suyashji. The family was in Riva. And I'm getting goosebumps. So they were in Riva and everyone got in touch. And when I met Suyashji, everything was very clear. I could see his face and I could see my Buddh in him. There was something about his eyes that could see through into my soul. There's not much that he speaks. I think you all must be aware of that. But that silence that I had learned to appreciate so much, that was sitting right in front of me. I didn't have to think too much. My insides were talking to me. The light within me was talking to me, and I was just following it. And every time I had that thought in my head, what teacher had said, she said that you will get your phal, you will get your gift. And I know for sure that sometimes you're not even yearning or wanting something, but once you just let go and you accept truth and you see the truth for what it is and you see the world for what it is, instead of making up things in your head, things will happen automatically. A way will open up automatically. And you just have to follow it. Then the whole game of action, reaction, negativity, this, that, nothing matters. It all clears. It all moves aside. And then you can see your path clearly. And then you believe that. And then you have faith in that. And you go on that path till the end. And be clear of your conscience. And you will get everything that you deserve. Everything that the universe has planned for you, you will get it. Good bad, doesn't matter. You find the beauty in everything. You find the beauty in everything. You will be self-realized. And meditation is a way into this goal. So please do not forget that this is your means to the end. Your dhyan, your meditation, your kriyas, your satsang. Your satsang will keep bringing you back. Your mind might go here and there. Your satsang will bring you back. Your meditation again will bring you back. You have to, at the end of the day, live in society, and your mind will go here and there. But these are your tools. This is what you need to have faith in. You need to have faith in your meditation. You need to have faith in your satsang, and you have to have faith in yourself. So thank you so much for listening. I hope I did not exceed my time.
Thank you so much, Shri Mohena Kumari, for that awe-inspiring talk. I'm sure I'm talking on behalf of everyone that we will all take a gem of wisdom, at least, from your discussion, and really implement that into our day-to-day living, which is what this platform is for. So thank you so much for that. Just covering some of the points you said there, which were so good and really touched me, for example, were really becoming aware of ourselves before actually going into that self-realization process, and everything that impacts you and catching those signals. I thought that was a really, really important metaphor, because we see it in our day-to-day lives, and we really need to understand what our thought process is and change ourselves for the better. So thank you so much, and it was really, really insightful for passing on your thoughts.
Thank you.
So just a quick reminder now, we do have questions to ask the speakers at the end of this session. So please do put them into the chat box where possible, and we'll open to questions towards the end of the session. And as we now continue with the Spiritual Awareness Journey Program, with the intriguing topic, we have our special guest, a realized soul, Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji. And Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji is a realized soul from Haridwar, India. She is a disciple of Sadgurudev Shri Satpalji Maharaj, and she's been spreading the message of spirituality and peace to humanity for the last 20 years in the service of Guru Maharaj Ji through the Society of the Manav Dharam Seva Samiti, which is a spiritual organization. And Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji, through her spiritual discourses, has been spreading the spiritual awakening messages in various parts of India, mainly in the Himalayan state of Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Nepal, Bihar, South India, and Delhi. And today has come to share with us her experience and deeper understanding on self-realization. So it's an honor today to listen to Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji and her personal spiritual understanding and experiences about self-realization. So without further ado, Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji.
Thank you very much, Kavi, for introducing me here. And lots of humble pranams to our revered Mohena Mataji. And we are really blessed that our dear Mataji graced this program with her darshan and satsang, and very inspiring satsang and eye-opening. So I would like to, in the end, present my views on the subject of self-realization. So Mataji almost covered the entire questions and doubts and everything we might have about the topic self-realization. Very beautifully explained. The subject Mataji explained very beautifully. And I would like to say that the subject is very important. And nowadays, in this age of Kali Yuga, it is become very important for us to know ourselves, because otherwise we will be swayed by the Maya or cosmic illusion or the materialism that is increasing these days. and we will somehow lose ourselves and not know who we are, racing behind this materialistic and in this age of competition. So what is self-realization? We have to realize that we believe ourselves to be a bundle of body, mind, and intellect. So that's what we think about ourselves as only this much. This is our limit, that we can think, we can decide, we can judge, we have intelligence, and we have the body. Our only duty is to look after this body and to show our intelligence and live our life like eating, drinking, and be happy. So there is another aspect to our body, which is the life-giving force, which Mataji just now talked about, that when you don't do something wrong and when your memory is full of crap, then you cannot hear the voice of your soul. So this energy, saints and sages talk about that a human have this energy, his body is running, his body is functioning because this mysterious energy, we have to know that, understand that, and focus on that energy. So how to go about it? And why we need self-realization? And the question is, does it put us in another realm of existence? The answer is yes. When you realize yourself as Atma or soul, and not only body, mind, and intellect, and when you try to go beyond body, mind, and intellect, and when you try to connect with this life-giving energy, which different people call by different names, like some people call it soul. In English, we call it soul or spirit. In Hindi, we call it Atma. And in Urdu, we call it Ruh. And in Chinese, we call it Qi. So this is some kind of energy. When this vital force or this energy leaves our body, we are dead. We cannot, afterwards, we cannot use our body, neither we can use our mind, neither we can use our intellect. So it all fails the moment this energy leaves our body. So self-realization is the research Rishi and saints and sages done to understand the nature of this energy, what it is, and to solve the mystery of this energy. So it's a very powerful, the energy, it is not an energy like an electricity or magnetism or fire, the energy of fire or the energy of the sun. In Gita, it is said that this energy is beyond fire. This energy is beyond electricity. It's something else. But it is something else, and still it is the basis, the source of all the creation. This energy is the source of all the planets, the galaxies, the universe. Each and everything exists in this universe. So this is the source, and that source is not anywhere else. That source is within us, in this human body. So that's why this fact was realized by the saints and sages. Just like we were listening to Mataji now, that she said she done some Vipassana course in Bombay, and she understood and she resolved many problems, and she understood about herself and everything. So Vipassana is a method of dhyana, meditation. So our sages and saints since ancient times are practicing meditation, and they realize this energy. And they said that this energy is not perishable. This energy is very wonderful energy. This energy is the sea of consciousness, vibrant consciousness. This energy is very, it has the qualities like intellect. Intelligence is generated from this energy. This energy is the source of intellect, creativity, even love. Love, it is the origin, or love originated from this energy. This energy is full of vibrations of love and bliss and creativity. So this is very, this energy is not some physical energy. This energy is consciousness. This energy is conscious. It is super conscious. So some part of that energy is in our body. Some part, it is not proper to say some part, but this energy is inside our body also. And it is the reason that we are alive. And it is the vital energy of our body. So some saints said it is called spirit. And some also further explain this energy as the vibration. They explain that just like light is a vibration of electromagnetic waves and light is a vibration of photons. So science explains light in these type of words. Electricity is also vibration of electrons. So this energy which we have in our body, which is running our body, so this energy is also a vibration. But it is not the vibration of photons or electrons or magnetism. It is something else. That's why the seers say that this energy is the primordial vibration. The primordial vibration which created the whole universe, the whole creation is because of this vibration. So everywhere is this vibration is, they say, the saints and seers say, that this vibration is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, that this energy knows everything. What is happening around, what is happening inside our mind, what is happening in even an ant's mind. So this energy knows everything. But such a treasure of spiritual energy within us, and we don't know how to tap it, how to connect with it, and how to realize it. So self-realization is all about knowing this energy, connecting with that energy. It's not just that intellectually understanding that energy, that it is some kind of energy, and I have read about that energy in books and how it works, and it is only reading, it is a theory. But in practicality, we have to merge ourselves in that energy. So how we will merge? This is not a physical energy, or everything physical or material arise from this. This energy created everything, every particle. So how to merge inside that energy? Then the only way to merge with that energy, and the greatest or biggest obstacle on the path of our self to merge within that energy is the mind. Our mind delude our consciousness. So our mind is stopping us and making us indulge in sensual pleasures. Whenever we try to sit for meditation, whenever we try to meditate, the mind says, oh no, this is such a boring process, sitting at one place and for hours and closing your eyes, closing your ears, and just sitting in seclusion away from the world. So this is very boring. So our mind said, don't sit here, let us go out. Let us go out. There is a new movie. We must watch that movie. There we have to go to market and go shopping. My boyfriend has just called me and I have to go out on a date. So our mind deludes us and misleads us and said, don't do meditation. It is not very interesting. It is boring. You have to enjoy your life. And life is for eating, drinking, and be merry. That is the philosophy of mind. So the seers and sages say that you must shut your mind first. You must not listen to your mind, and you must overcome the mind. So how to overcome our mind, which is very impossible? Even Arjuna said that, hey Krishna, I can tie the bundle of all the air in the universe, but I cannot tie down my mind. I cannot control my mind, and it is impossible. My mind is fluctuating each and every moment. The fluctuations are so high that I am restless. I have no peace, and I don't know the way out. And the Krishna says, hey Arjuna, don't worry, but by daily practice, slowly but eventually, you will be able to control your mind, and your mind will listen to your orders. So first of all, you have to practice. So with a very disciplined practices, with discipline and hard work, we can achieve a state where we will be able to calm our mind. So that's why our sages and seers say that to calm the mind and pull it away from the senses, because all the senses are the tools of the mind, like eyes, ears, and skin, and our tongue. So mind says, the senses obey the orders of the mind. So mind says, come on, look here, such a beautiful scene, such a beautiful movie, such a beautiful lady is going on the road. Come on, watch her. And our eyes just go there and watch that lady. And the mind says, just listen to beautiful music, the new song. It is just now launched as a beautiful song. First, you must listen the new song. So our mind goes to our ears. The senses open themselves up to all that is happening around. So our taste buds also tantalized by mind. Come on, there is a very beautiful cake shop nearby, and we must taste the beautiful cake there. So we just give up everything. We just give up the spirituality, meditation, and just go out and enjoy ourselves. So there is a vast, the reservoir of the energy that is within us, which is been utilizing to energize our eyes, our ears, our other functions of the body. And because of the fluctuations of the mind, all the energy is being dissipated outside. So what we have to do is tap that energy. So how to tap that energy and how to calm our mind? So the only answer is we will have to focus our mind. We will have to pull our mind from the doors of the senses and concentrate to that mind at one point. And what is that point? That point is between your two eyes. That is where we put the bindi. In India, Hindu ladies put a bindi. So the place where we put bindi is the point where we have to concentrate our mind. With practice, with rigorous practice, we will be able to do this. Just like Mataji said that in Vipassana, she completed her tapasya. She very, with all the, what we say, with all her interest and heart, she finished the session of that meditation in Vipassana, and she got the Ashirwad or boon of the divine power universe. She met with Suyasji. So when we concentrate our mind at the point where we put the bindi in between our eyes, it is called the place of the third eye, where a pineal gland, a small gland, medically doctors say that it is called a pineal gland, and that gland is within, under that, behind that bindi, the spot where we put the bindi. So when we concentrate, what happens is that Maharaj says that in his book that there is a dormant energy hidden inside all the molecules and electrons. And when that dormant energy is manifested, then it results in atomic explosion, just like we saw in Hiroshima. An atomic bomb was exploded because of the nuclear fission of the atom. So only one atom was responsible for that atom bomb, the vast amount of energy released at that time. So when we manifest this energy, it explodes in a form of atomic energy. But when we manifest this energy through meditation by concentrating your mind, then this energy explodes within us and opens up all the doors of the knowledge, the peace, the bliss, the happiness, and we enter another realm of existence. When that explosion within, it's called awakening. When that awakening happens, just like this happened to Lord Buddha when he was sitting under the Bodhi tree. And when that awakening happens, Lord Buddha was realized and he was illuminated. So then he started spreading this method of meditation to others also, and he started preaching about this knowledge of the spirit, the knowledge of the energy, this divine energy which is within us. So this is self-realization, and without it, we will never be free from bondages of Maya, bondages of our mind. Our mind will never let us rest for a while. So this energy, tapping this energy, this vibrant energy which is within us, and still it is very silent and we don't know about it. It is silently working and making us walk on this planet, think, talk, eat, and have family, do a job. And this energy is behind every action of a person or man. So the most important in our life, our aim should be, our goal should be to realize this energy. And how we will realize? By reading books. Some people say that read a lot of spiritual books and meditate. And meditate like what? Just sit in your room and close your eyes and meditate. But it is not possible. Our sages and saints say that this type of meditation, self-meditation, will not bring any change, because just a candle is ignited by another candle. Another living flame is necessary for the candle to be ignited. Similarly, a living master who is full of energy, and he has all the control of he has control over all the universal energies. That's why living master is very important. A living master or a guru we call in India, Sadguru, a guru. A guru shabda is very much famous nowadays, and everybody says I am a guru, but not everybody become guru. Guru is the person who has all control over this energy, this divine energy. And guru can control that energy, and he also can ignite that energy in a person, in a disciple. And for that guru, what guru needs to do is only touch the disciple. By just merely touching, or only by the will of a guru, we get that experience. We experience the energy in a form of light. So how will the energy express herself if that energy, ever we try to realize that energy through meditation? The only way that energy will show itself or reveal itself is in form of light, pure, beautiful light. Like in Gita, it is said that the light of that energy is like 1,000 suns rising at the same time. So that much powerful that light is, which is inside us. But we have never seen that light, and we are only seeing the world outside. We are pondering over, finding everything, knowing around us, knowing other person's lives. we are pondering over knowing what is on the moon, what is under the sea, and what are the types of animals on the earth, how many millions old the earth is. That are the question we are trying to find out. But we never ever try to find out what is within us, that powerhouse, that energy, that divine energy. So I would like to request you that you must also try and find the true spiritual master and try meditation, practice meditation under his guidance, and only by humble request, a spiritual master will bestow this divine knowledge, the knowledge of the spirit to you. That's why spiritual master is very necessary on the path of self-realization. And then, as Mohena Mataji explained very beautifully, that then you will be able to understand your true nature, what you are, your thoughts are, what your karmas are, and why you are doing specific karmas, and why you have these habits. Where do they come from? Some people have a certain habit, some people have other habits, some people have habit of sleeping late, some people have habit of waking up early, some people like yellow color, some people like blue color, and some people like this food, other like veg, other like non-veg. So we have different choices, our habits, everything is different. Why it is different? Because what is the reason? What is that mysterious reasons? So all these mysteries will be revealed to you when you meditate, when you receive the spiritual knowledge from a living master. So I would like to conclude my speech because time is up, and thank you all for listening. And again, my many pranams at lotus feet of our revered Mohena Mataji, and she blessed this program and platform. So thank you very much. Dhanyavad.
Thank you so much, Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji, for that great talk. I'm sure everyone here is bolstered by the energy that Bai Ji is bringing, obviously. And as she focused on there, the energy within is the source of where we need to get to, and the consciousness that we are. So please all do endure, and please do push on, as Bai Ji is saying, with the likes of meditation piece. Now, as we have a few minutes left, we're happy to open the platform, as promised, for a few questions from our audience. And the first one we've actually received via email, and this question is out to Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji. So the question is, does one need to learn meditation for self-realization experience? And if so, why?
The answer is yes, it is very necessary to learn meditation. Meditation is the process in which we overcome our mind and the limits of our mind, and we become limitless. So by concentrating our mind on that point between our eyes, we can get access to limitless knowledge, limitless understanding, and we get a feeling of bliss and happiness. So all our queries and questions will be automatically answered when we are in a deep state of meditation. So even this deep state of meditation, when we achieve by the grace of Guru and by the grace of spiritual master and by our own practice and efforts, then slowly and eventually your right brain starts waking up, and right brain is the storehouse of all the information, all the creativity and everything. So when you meditate, all the right brain, the part of the right brain start getting the power, and it is like start opening up. So when the right brain start opening up, every answer to all your questions, even you can see your past births. So who you were in the past birth, where you were. So everything can happen with meditation. And if you have any problem in life, or you are restless, and just like Mataji said, we lose sometime our cool and we are restless and unhappy, and some problem the problem keeps on repeating in our mind, everything just vanishes when you meditate. Just you meditate and concentrate your mind and remember the holy name, that is the primordial vibration of that energy. It also called as holy name. So this is our second birth. This is our second birth when we realize that energy. That's why Jesus said in Bible that unless you are born again, the kingdom, you cannot see the kingdom of heaven unless you are born again. So this is our second birth with spirit. So by meditation, you will solve all the problems of your life, emotional problem, monetary problems, physical problems, problems of your body. Everything is hidden. All the answers are hidden in meditation and elevating our consciousness to that level and understanding the God. So this is nothing but this is God. God is nowhere else. This energy is the home of God. This energy is God. In the beginning was the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So this energy is God.
Thank you so much, Baiji. That was very clear and thoughtful answer, and I'm sure that answered the question for the questionnaire. So now moving on, Shri Mohena ji, we have two questions that have come in for yourself via email. And I wanted to start off with the first one, which is, how do we become an aware person? Quite a broad topic, but how do we become an aware person?
So a lot of times when you're in the city, the sounds you hear in the city are probably cars, ambulances, fire alarms, all sorts of sounds, people chatting, lot of commotion, right? Especially during the day. If you go to a jungle, do you hear cars? Do you hear these ambulances, fire alarms, a lot of people chatting, talking? No. You hear the sound of the real world. You hear the sound of nature. So how do you become aware? By leaving the city, going to the jungle, going to the mountains, going to a place of nature where you'll understand or you'll remember what nature exactly is and what we have made it, right? You'll see the difference. Similarly, how you become aware of yourself is by moving yourself from all the commotion. I think there was another question somewhere I saw that do we have to run away from everything, and that's when we understand ourselves? Yes, you kind of have to, because in all that noise, in all that commotion, what has to reveal itself will never reveal itself, because you'll be lost in the commotion, you'll be lost in the crowd, you'll be lost with your emotion. And why do you don't have to run away to a jungle. You just have to find your space. You just have to find your space, and meditation gives you that opportunity. Meditation gives you that opportunity to close your eyes and calm yourself down, still yourself. Now, we have a habit of over intellectualizing everything. There was a time that human beings lived on this planet without even talking to each other. There was no language. So honestly, I feel when language came, that's when all the problems started. Over communication has, I mean, of course, there are its benefits, but God sent us without this over communicative being, without that quality of being over communicative. They sent us with that limited amount of communication that we could do, probably with our hands or sounds that we could make. But of course, our intellect helped us make a language, and then obviously language led to communication, communication led to confusion, confusion led to us getting confused all of the time. So as long as there's constant communication with everyone else, unfortunately, you will not be able to communicate with yourself. So if you want to communicate with yourself, your inner self, your Atma, your soul, your inner self, you will have to detach, at least for some time. And when you detach, and when you calm yourself, and you still yourself, and you close your eyes, and you go within yourself, every day, you will automatically reveal so much about yourself that you didn't even know or think about. There's a lot of times that we go to the doctor, say you go to a physiotherapist because you have a back problem, or you have some problem or the other, and they'll tell you, you're like, I had this problem, that my doctor said you have a posture problem. I said, what? How is that possible? I said, I'm a dancer. I'm supposed to, I have a straight back, everything. They said, yes, but you're not dancing anymore, so you have a bad posture. I said, okay. I didn't know. So because of my dance, I was able to correct my posture. But once I would leave it, my posture was wrong. I was unaware. I didn't know. But somebody observed me and somebody told me, so I got to know. Right? The best kind of observation would be your observation. So after that, after hearing that, I'm constantly aware. So you pick up points. And then you become slowly aware of yourself. So if you're constantly thinking about another, if you're constantly communicating with another, then you lose communication with yourself. So yes, it is extremely important to be aware about yourself. And how you can be aware about yourself is in the form of detachment for a while. I'm not saying you have to completely leave your family, leave your friends and everything, but you have to detach yourself for some time. I would say on a daily basis or regularly, to communicate with yourself. And when I say communicate with yourself, just sit quiet and observe yourself. Observe your thoughts. Let it all come. Let it all come out of you. Let it all come out of you. Empty the contents and then see what yourself has to reveal to you. Don't over intellectualize anything. And I think awareness will be possible with that.
Great, that's awesome. I'm sure that's answered the question for the participant asked that. So just moving on, we've got a second question for yourself, Shri Mohena Ji. So secondly, like the phone example, sorry, the cell phone example that you spoke about, what is our delete button, and to delete that baggage that we don't require or is unneeded?
So our delete button is within ourselves. It is our anxiety, it is our negativity, it is our constant behavioral patterns, it is our addictions. So when you see that, when you see yourself doing all of that, your delete button is within you. You don't have to activate it. When you come to terms with your truth, when your truth comes in front of you, you will automatically become aware of what it is that is not making you happy. That unhappiness, the awareness of the unhappiness, and then the awareness and observation of what you feel is wrong within you. That signal that you get, that this, I don't want this, I don't want this. You have to listen to that signal. When you listen to that signal, you look at that. You look at that and observe that negative emotion or that behavioral pattern or that thing that you don't want within yourself. When you look at it, you observe it, it will automatically go. It will automatically go. It's like that statement I made in the beginning, what Gautama Buddha said. He said, if a storm comes, You just calm yourself. And I would like to add to that, you look at the storm. You look at it, and it will lose its importance and it will go away. So, for example, um, just try this if you can. If you have, say, a pain in your back, if you have a pain in your back, and every day you're just cribbing about it. I have this pain in my back. I have this pain in my back, and every day your mind is upset about this pain in the back, pain in the back, and you're constantly just being negative about it. Just observe that you're doing that. Once you become aware that you're doing that, try, as soon as you become aware, try to think of the pain, but without any negative feelings towards it. Just take it that, okay, I have the pain in my back. What to do? It's there. Okay? So it's that storm. You look at it and you wait for it to pass. If it passes, great. If it doesn't pass, then you go to the doctor. But I feel that if you just stop becoming negative towards that pain, the pain will reduce. The effect that it has upon you will reduce on its own. On its own, it will reduce because you are kind of conquering it, mind over matter. And also you also realize that your inner self is stronger than your body. I always believe that your inner self is stronger than your body, and you can have that effect on your body if you become aware. So if there is a negativity, become aware about it, look at it, observe it, don't let it affect you, and it'll dissolve. So your delete button is basically your awareness, and um, your observation, and not without over intellectualizing. You just observe your problem, and you can see it go away.
Great. That was awesome. A great, thoughtful answer to, like you're saying, self-awareness is the key, and that's been the key we've spoken about today. So thank you for that. If we still have Baiji there, Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji, we have one more question, and it's around self-realization. So is self-realization, is it a goal or a journey?
Self-realization is a journey. Because if it were a goal, then we will have to stop at some point that we have achieved the goal. But it is said that this knowledge, this energy is infinite, the universe is infinite. So the journey is also infinite. The more you try to understand, the more it will reveal to you the secrets of the universe and the secrets about yourself and the secrets of nature, everything. So the journey is infinite. So it is not a goal, it is a journey. We will have to start the journey and enjoy the journey. And even it is said that the greatest god of India, the Shiv, that is Lord Shankar. He is the first to meditate, and he is meditating on the mount of Kailasha. So he is eternal, he never dies, and he is always meditating. So even Lord Shiva is meditating all the ages from millions of years ago. He is meditating, and still now he is meditating. So what we understand is that this self-realization is a long, infinite journey, and you get every time, every day, a new knowledge explodes on you, a new information, a new happiness, a new bliss is everlasting. It will always be there. So once we start this journey, we will go on forever like this. So please, I will request, yes, you start the journey and go to some spiritual master and start your meditation and enjoy spirituality.
Perfect. Thank you, Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji. That really answered the question clearly, and we're very happy about that. So thank you for that. So unfortunately, we've now reached the end of our program, and we wish to thank you so much for your questions, and apologies we won't be able to reach all of them. Firstly, our heartiest thank yous to Shri Mohena Kumari Ji and Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji for their time and sharing their insightful answers throughout this process. You can always reach our speakers by sending them an email at thespiritualawarenessjourney@gmail.com with your questions, and we will endeavour to answer them potentially in the next session we have. Again, we just want to thank our speakers today, Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji and the gracious guest, Shri Mohena Kumari Ji, for such an inspiring and beautiful sharing within the programme. We hope this episode has ignited the desire in you to know more about the true self and to acquire the spiritual knowledge that we've been speaking about today. And so you can start your self-realization journey, as Baiji mentioned there. So thank you for that. So when time permits, please also do check out the Spiritual Awareness Journey episodes of previous seasons on our Manav Dharam YouTube channel, where you can enjoy many other spiritual topics discussing different spiritual aspects with practical application of spirituality within our days. Again, I wish to thank each and every one of you for your presence here today on this spiritual talk platform. I know we extended, but it was great because there was such fruitful discussions being had. And on our next Spiritual Awareness Journey program, which will be held on Saturday, December the 20th, our episode 21 will be the topic of Crown of Creation. We will elaborate on and discuss why the Holy Scriptures regard us humans as the greatest creation in the universe. So please do mark this date on your calendar, and please do join us for such an insightful topic. Again, please feel free to drop us a note with your comments. And if you do have any other questions for our guests, please email us to the email address that will be left in the chat box at the end of the session. Thank you all, especially our speakers again, Shri Mohena Kumari Ji, for their gracious appearance, and Mahatma Vyoma Bai Ji, gracing us with much food for thought. And I hope all of us will be able to digest that and internalize it as and when required. Thank you all again for joining us today, and this episode's video will be available later on Manav Dharam YouTube channel, and so feel free to share with anyone and everyone. Thank you again to Manav Dharam YouTube channel for sponsoring this, and I was your host today, Kavinanda, and from all of us at the Spiritual Awareness Journey, wishing you a blessed and enlightened journey. And again, please mark your calendars for the next episode on December the 20th, Crown of Creation. See you soon, and many thanks.
Blessings to all.